Okay, welcome everybody. 2026, here we come. Tasting number 195 of the Saratoga Whiskey Club. Kind of funny, at the club dinner, and I think maybe even it was the club dinner. I was like, yeah, we did 184 tastings this year, and we actually had done 194. So I was way off. We're closer to 200 than I thought. And yeah, so here we go. Last year, and I believe the year before, and maybe even the year before that, we started the year off with a pretty nice bourbon tasting, or American whiskey tasting. I don't know if I've ever done a tasting where it's all bourbon. There usually is a rye or something else in there as well, but tonight we are doing all bourbon, all bottles that were brought back from Kentucky on our last trip, which was in November, which was a great trip. I actually have a couple of people here tonight who were on that trip, which is great. Just shows again how much the whiskey was really fantastic. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We do have a scorecard online. If you're new to the club, you can use that if you want to keep score. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get started with Rebel 100 6-year bottled in bond bourbon. This was a bottle that we purchased when we were at Lux Row. Lux Row is located in Bardstown. And we literally ran in there and we're hanging out, having a good time. And then I realized that I was a half hour off on our next tour schedule. And I had to get everybody out of there very quickly because we were late. I thought we had 30 minutes, but we had negative 10 minutes basically. Yeah, it was all good. We made it, but there were actually quite a few bottles to choose from in the shop there. It was a little bit difficult to know what to get. I had bought in previous years some of those Lux Row Distillers edition bottlings, which are pretty good. Some of them are hit or miss, but this one was kind of fun. I had never seen this one before. So this is a 6-year Rebel 100. I do have a mash bill on this because it is unique. This one is 68 corn, 20 wheat, and 12 malted barley. Okay, so this is a wheated bourbon at 100 proof, bottled in bond. I have not had this yet, so I don't know. Do we have a? Oh, it's Leo. He's playing with his ball upstairs. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
It's okay. We thought we had a rat or a mouse chirping away here. Well, cheers, everybody. Here's to 2026, to a fun year of whiskey tasting. And yeah.
Bon jovi.
Bon jovi.
Bon jovi.
So Lux Row, they opened their distillery in Bardstown. I'm going to say it was in 2018, somewhere around there. I know when Holly and I first went, and Shalom as well, when we first went to Kentucky on that trip, we got lucky and were able to go visit them right when they were opening, and got to meet their master distiller as well, who talked us through some of the Blood Oath products, which they make. A lot of people know Blood Oath. They make a bunch of other bourbons as well. There's the Nicholson brand. There's the Davidson brand. What else is there? They do a whole bunch of stuff. Rebel Yell, obviously. Ezra, old Ezra. That's right. They're the old Ezra people. So what do you guys think of this?
Very nice.
Really soft.
Yeah. Really creamy. I like that. It's like vanilla cream stuff. I think it's delicious.
You didn't talk about buying this.
Couldn't hear you too well there, Shalom.
% alcohol.
Yeah, I told him to buy it.
Yes. So Lux Row is owned by MGP now. So that's an interesting thing to note. Holly mentioned that in the chat. Let me get my chat here working. Yeah, he's got a little squeak ball up there that he plays with.
Is it really bad? I can give him a bone.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Another one.
Another sweet.
It's not coming through the microphone.
I'll leave my phone on or the call on,
Go
or I won't put it on mute and you'll hear it.
What is cool about this is that it is coming from the distillery. It is distilled and aged in Kentucky. So this is not MGP juice, because I know some of their previous
So that's probably from them. When did they get bought?
oof,
Not that long
it
ago.
wasn't too long ago.
Yeah,
It was a
that's a
few
6-year-old,
years
so-
ago.
That's a 6-year-old, so it definitely made it in Kentucky.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a bottle of bond?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, bottled and bond. For those that don't know what bottled and bond means, it's a protection that they put into place in 1897 to regulate what was going into whiskey and how whiskey was made, with some new rules. One of them, it needs to be stored in a bonded warehouse or matured in a bonded warehouse overseen by the government, which today they don't really do that, but it's just kind of still a thing. And then it needs to be at least 4 years old and proofed at 100. So Rebel 100. Now I think they did drop the Yell from Rebel. You don't see Rebel Yell anymore. Everything's just Rebel.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad because I like the Rebel Yell. Yeah.
That's a keeper. Is it open?
Almost gone.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
Well, you know.
It was something else.
Did you taste this one?
No,
We didn't have time to taste
no, we didn't have
anything.
time to, I had coffee when I was there. We had coffee.
It's pretty good.
It was kind of
It wasn't too expensive either. It was like $70 or something like that. 70 plus tax,
I think you don't get it there.
but you can only get it there. Yeah. Yeah. This was actually the cheapest of the lineup tonight
Yeah.
by a long shot.
Yes,
The next one is not listed.
yes. How did you do that? Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah, I want to be able to taste it.
Good point.
Very good point.
Good idea, Holly. Give him a bowling ball.
That's his dinner. It's in a rolly ball. I'm trying to keep it quiet.
Carpet works.
So Luke says maple syrup on the palate. Yeah, the nose is coming off a little weak, I guess.
Yes, yeah.
Get some cherries near the finish.
Cherries on the finish. All right. I mean, once you have it on your palate, the nose comes through
Yeah,
more.
it does.
Yep.
Really weird, but.
That happens a lot, actually, for me.
That, so why did that open this up?
Oh,
We
that's
all
true.
have that though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I don't get it.
Well, sometimes it is the actual whiskey, though, that helps. And these are quite different, too.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Is this that's not rebarrel, right? That is
No.
just bourbon.
90% corn.
Yeah. Oh, oh, barrel is, okay.
So pretty good start, I think, on this one. Yeah, pretty good palate opener cleanser. Okay. Take a second here, have some water. So Jan actually asked a good question. Why did I do the Heaven Hill Unity second, which is by far the most expensive bottle in the tasting? We've learned this actually with our Scotch tastings, especially with older whiskeys, that, if you have them too far later in a tasting, it's going to get lost. Your palate's already pretty shot by then. And if it's a delicate, older whiskey, it's going to be hard to pull out notes. So kind of same concept with this. It's also lower proof, whereas a lot of the other ones we're having tonight are higher proof. Not that it's super low. It's still 53.5%, but it's on the lower side of what we're tasting tonight. So that's why we're doing it second. One, because I want to be able to taste it and get the full experience of the Heaven Hill Unity. Let me read some info on this because it is a really special bottle. So when we went to Kentucky in November, I'm always looking for new experiences to do. Kentucky has a lot of incredible stuff, and it's hard to see everything, obviously. We pick and choose the things that we really like to do, and we do those usually multiple times, and we have our favorites, but then there's always new stuff that comes on board. And so some of you don't know the history of Heaven Hill, but it's an older brand. But in the 90s, it went through a big change. In 97, they had a huge fire, which literally lit up warehouse after warehouse of bourbon. Literally, if you go on YouTube, you can see a video of barrels rolling down the hill on fire, catching like the next warehouse on fire. And there was like a river of fire going down the hill. It was a pretty big deal. Yeah, and there was a windstorm, and it also destroyed the distillery at the same time. So basically everything was lost at that point. The community came together, and I was actually just talking to Mike at Nine Maple yesterday about this. It's amazing how competitive Kentucky is these days, but at the same time, the older generation, the Jimmy Russells and the all of the older the people that were the Booker No, and no matter where, they all came together to help. And they still do that. They're still like good friends, and they still do a lot of stuff together. It's kind of cool. But at the time, they moved all of their production to Louisville, to the old Bernheim distillery, which is a monstrous distillery in Louisville, that I don't even know the size, but it's huge, producing a ton of whiskey. So for all of these years, anything from Heaven Hill, and they make a lot of things. Elijah Craig, Larceny, Bernheim. They make what's the rye? Pikesville, Mellowcorn. I mean, you name it. There's like 8 or 9 brands that Heaven Hill makes, that are really, really great brands. But all of that was being produced at Bernheim for all these years. Well, this year they opened a new distillery in Bardstown, so they're bringing back their distilling to Bardstown, which is really cool. It's called the Spring Hill Distillery, Heaven Hill Spring Hill. It's not located where the old one was, so you go to the where the old one, or you go to where the visitor center is, and they take you in a bus over to Spring Hill. And we got to tour it. It just opened to the public in September, and we were able to go in November. So really, really cool to get a ticket. Not inexpensive to go, but it was totally worth going. And at the time that we went, only 1/3 had been open or completed. And that 1/3 was already larger than so many places we've ever seen. So when all 3 phases of this new distillery are completed, they're going to be by far the largest distillery in Kentucky, and it won't even be close. Like, it's insane how big this place was. And it was just 1/3 completed. But one of the cool things, and I didn't know this, but one of the cool things when we went there was that if you went on this specific tour, you got not only to taste the Unity that we're going to be drinking next, but you also got the opportunity to buy one of their bottles. There were only, I think it says on here. Yeah, I've got to look it up. Okay, yeah, there's 4,000 bottles total, which might sound like a lot, but that is nothing in the bourbon world. 4,000 bottles is like zilch. When you think about, all the states and everything. And you can only buy it there at that distillery. Yep, at the end of the tour. And it was, limited to 1 per person. You got one, right? Yeah. I don't think many of us got them. They weren't cheap. They were $225 plus tax. But these suckers, if you sit on it for 5 years, it's probably gonna be worth like $2,000-3,000 easily. It's one of those. But all right, so here's what it is, because it's got a lot of stuff going on. One of the cool things about it is it contains the last barrel distilled at the original Old Heaven Hill Springs distillery in 1991 by Parker Beam. So there is some super old bourbon in this. We're talking 1991. So, yeah, 91.
It's a 30.
Yeah, it's a 30-plus-year-old bourbon that's in here. It combines bourbons from different master distillers. So you have Parker Beam, you have Denny Potter, and you have Connor O'Driscoll. It is a symbolic return. It marks Heaven Hill's return to distilling in Bardstown after the 1996 fire. Sorry, I thought it was 97. So this is a blend of 34, 14, 8, and 6-year-old bourbons. It's 78% corn, 12% malted barley, 10% rye, 4,000 bottles. It's 107 proof, which references the original barrel entry proof. And it was released just in September. And it's called the Master Distillers Unity Bourbon. So there you go. That's as much as I'm going to talk about it. But this was one of those where I tried it and I was like, this is a no-brainer.
Absolutely. That's what I said at the bar. Like, yeah, right. Yeah. I marked right out there.
Yep.
Now you gotta go back and hope they have them, which they probably won't.
They won't.
And you can't get at the visitor centers.
Nope.
So it is soft. Definitely has that kind of age note to it. I'm getting like even some chocolate kind of notes as well with this, like cocoa in the back. Maltiness a little bit.
Put that marshmallow thing around.
Yeah, not super oaky. That's the concern obviously with older bourbon, is it gets over oaked. This one does not come off as over oaked at all, I don't think.
I bet you the biggest component is that 18-year and whatever the middle is.
Mhm.
Because the 34 is probably, yeah.
Yeah, obviously the 34-year, you're not probably tasting too much. It's probably a pretty small. Well, I mean, you think about it, 4,000 bottles. So we're talking maybe 15, 16 barrels, maybe 20 barrels at the most. So if there's one 34-year-old barrel in there, it's probably going to be Angel Share. So it's going to be less than 50% of that barrel left. You're not going to get a ton of that in this blend, but it's kind of cool that it's in there. I mean, you're getting to try a 34-year-old bourbon in a way, right?
Pre-fire at Heaven Hill.
Pre-fire.
Really expensive.
Yeah. Jenny's getting banana. I think Jenny's at your rum tasting, Jen.
What's going on there, Troy?
I'm almost always different than everybody else, though. My palate is never usually follows everybody else's.
True.
It's okay. That's good. It's definitely sticks to the glass as well. It's got a lot of viscosity to it.
Yeah, I like your comment about the maltiness. It's definitely there. It's that grindy, it like kind of sits in your tongue and on the inside of your mouth a lot.
Yeah, there's a creaminess to it. It's like a candy almost. This is like a really soft caramel candy,
Good to dip a bourbon
chocolate. Yeah, this is.
I think in the advent calendar, I might not have guessed 53 for the ABV.
This is the bottle here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's not a fancy bottle.
It looks better full.
But
It's been a lot of packaging, that's for sure.
no, they didn't need to. This is bottle number 978.
Right, definitely.
Pretty cool though.
I mean, how many clubs are gonna do this? Probably not many.
I love the story behind it. Like just
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's combining Bernheim and the old, obviously there's nothing ready from the new. That's going to be many years. But yeah, it's a cool, it's a,
Partners from that distillery, or is that Victor's?
say again?
Baumberger's.
Yeah, that's Michter's.
Shank.
Shank and Baumberger's, yep.
That creamy taste stays for a long time. It's a really nice finish.
Yeah.
And then it's gone.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what you would call what happens after the finish, when that's kind of dissipated, but what's kind of left in your mouth long term. And just comparing this one to the Rebel 100, what's left in your mouth is so enjoyable and nice on this one. And on the other one, I don't know that it was bad, but it's just distinctly different,
Yeah.
at least for me,
Taste after you have.
Yeah, I think some of that is it's viscous, so it sticks to your tongue and your mouth longer. You're picking up those sugars, that stay in your mouth. Whereas the Rebel 100 was
I'm gonna try hard not to.
thinner. I mean, it was lighter. And definitely the finish wasn't as long. So and some of that comes from age, and some of that just, I mean, it's not just 34. There's some other older whiskey in here too. So much older than the first one.
That's why I think that 18.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
That's the biggest component, probably.
Yeah.
How does the because I've never had Heaven Hill before. How does their other releases that you had at the distillery compare to Unity? Is it like if you've started with Unity, it's going to be a big disappointment for the
No. No, actually, they have really great bottlings, but the thing is with them, a lot of them are quite different. So you have weeded bourbon from them, you have high rye bourbon from them, and you have Parker's Heritage. So there's a lot of different brands with Heaven Hill, but what's that?
Elijah Craig is amazing.
Yeah, Elijah Craig's fantastic. Actually, they just won Whiskey of the Year with their rye this year. Barrel Strength Rye was #1 whiskey advocate this year. But then you have these other great brands. I mean, we just had the Larceny Barrel Proof recently, and that was in the calendar. And then we bought a bottle of the Bernheim Barrel Proof, which is amazing. That's 100% wheat whiskey. So they make a lot of different things. It's not just one style of bourbon or one style of rye. They have the capacity to get creative. Now they don't get as creative as some people, like they're not a Bardstown Bourbon Company where they can just switch on and make something totally different on any given day. But they're a powerhouse. There's no question, and a really good powerhouse. Good people, good community people as well, and
but they don't talk about their other distilling ventures with other people either.
No, yeah, I don't know how much contract they do. I know they sell a lot of barrels. Heaven Hill sells a lot of barrels to people, but that's already whiskey that's made with their own mash bills and stuff like that. So I don't think they're doing a lot of contract distilling.
You got to buy.
Yeah, right. Right.
So scale wise, how do you compare it to Bardstown, having seen that and the massiveness of?
Well, so Heaven Hill for the longest time, and I don't know where they are this year, but for the longest time, they were the second largest producer in the US.
Before they're even.
That's before this new distillery. Jim Beam was #1. So
Bardstown is nothing compared to what
No.
this is going to be.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, this is a lot bigger than Bardstown.
And with that Jim Beam factory going dormant while they retool it,
Yeah.
that's going to cut Jim Beam a little bit. So, and when Heaven Hill's up 100%, And if they're still at Bernheim, holy shit.
Oh, it'll be number one.
God.
But I think their plan is to leave Bernheim eventually when this is up and running. I think they're going to bring it all back to Bardstown and do it all in Bardstown. Okay, all right. Enough talking about and gushing over Heaven Hill. That was pretty good, I have to say.
Did they bottle it actually? I don't remember. I think they
Uh,
bottled it somewhere. Well, they bottled it in where the visitor center is. Right now, at least that's what they do.
I don't know. I'm not
Because
sure.
I didn't see anything to do with bottling.
They were talking about it. I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now we're going to move on. That was pretty good though. I like that one. That was fun. Okay. So we're going to move on to Peerless. Peerless we love. It's a great distillery in Louisville. One of the best things to me about Peerless is their tour is fantastic for one, and their tasting at the end of their tour is fantastic. The people there that run the tours are usually incredible, and they have a lot of things that you can buy, and that's always a plus. Now, not these things aren't always cheap, but they have a lot of opportunity to buy something cool. And whenever you're there, they have single barrels that are available, both bourbon and rye. And you never know what it's going to be when you show up. Once one of their single barrels is finished, they move on to the next. Sometimes they have two available of bourbon, and sometimes they're just down to one. But when I went, I knew I wanted to buy something for the dinner. So we had Peerless at our club dinner early December. But then I tried, the other single barrel that they had, and at the dinner it was going to be either the bourbon or the rye. I wasn't sure. It was whatever I kind of liked. Well, I happen to like both of them, like a lot, and so I had to kind of roll the dice, and I did the rye for the dinner, which was a month ago, and now we have the bourbon in this tasting tonight, and they name all of their single barrels, which I think is really fun. I think we should do that, Holly. I think we should name our single barrels. Besides Leo. Yeah, Leo already has his own. But this one's called Boozy Gumdrops. And it says a single barrel selection with natural notes of rolled sugar, orange zest, and dinner mint. All right, so there you go. This one is 56.15% ABV. They don't put ages on their single barrel, so we don't know how old it is. It's going to be at least 4 or 5 years old. We know that, but they don't actually put an age statement on their single barrels. But
I don't know why.
one of the things about Peerless that's also really great is they do sweet mash, which means in between runs, they actually clean out everything and start from scratch each time. So there's not necessarily consistency between runs. Whereas when you do sour match, you're bringing a little bit of the last run into the new, and you're looking for consistency. So some people say that sweet mash is better because you're literally cleaning it out and you're starting all over again, and it kind of produces a fresher style. But that's to be debated. I personally like sweet mash. I think it's great. Wilderness Trail is sweet mash as well. Hard Truth is sweet mash. There's quite a few distilleries now that are doing sweet mash, but it's a lot more expensive to do sweet mash because you're having to clean everything out, and it takes time and man hours and all of that to do that. So there's a cost to doing it as well. So there you go. We're having Boozy Gumdrops.
Caramelized like apples, or that's what I'm getting.
I definitely get that orange sauce.
I forget what their mash bill is. Let me see if I can find it real quick here.
Something citrusy.
Whoa. Yeah.
So Peerless is undisclosed, so they don't actually tell you what their mash bill is. It is a rye mash bill though. We do know that, but we just don't know the percentages. It's anywhere between 65 and 81 corn, 10 to 20% rye, and 9 to 15% barley. So there you go.
They don't know.
Every time it's
I don't
different.
understand why people.
Certainly taste the rye in it.
They're making everyone confused. Why not?
That's what I was gonna say. It seems heavy on the rye. I love that, and I like the spiciness that it brings.
The mintiness too. Yep.
That was be Jenny.
That was Jenny. Yep.
Yeah. Right.
This has quite a bit of mouthfeel as well. Sticks to the glass pretty well.
Not as good as
Charles,
that.
just a question.
Yeah.
When talking about percentages, is it by weight or by volume?
Yeah, somebody just asked me that. Actually, Holly, you might know the answer to this. So I'm thinking it's by weight, because how else would you? I don't know. Well, when they're doing mash bills, is it by weight or volume?
Volume.
I'm thinking they bring it in and they weigh it. They have 10 pounds of rye and 20 pounds
We
of.
talked about that somewhere where we work.
It's
I
not.
don't know. I would. My instinct says volume for what they put in the cooker.
But grains are different size.
They scoop it by like measuring cups.
I thought it was put by stack, half a stack.
I don't know. That's an interesting question for a mash bill.
Yeah, somebody asked me that like a week or two ago, and I was like, "Oh, wow, you got me there." That's a really good question.
Well,
Yeah.
when you're baking, doing it by weight is always more reliable when you're talking about dry ingredients,
Right.
right? Because how they've been packed, how they've settled into the pile,
Yeah.
changes their volume significantly.
And the size of the grains are different too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
ChatGPT, so-
Yeah, the shape of the grind, because they often grind it up as well. I mean, yeah, I don't have firsthand knowledge, but it would seem wise to do it by weight, because then it's the thing. It's not just how the thing was processed or transported.
Yeah. I'm
Using the handy dandy computer at my fingertips, it does say weight.
It does say weight. Oh, there you go.
Dr. Google says weight, so
So
you make bread, it's by weight.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense that it would be by weight, but you start thinking about it and you're like, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I know somebody dipping into a big vat with a big ass scoop or a shovel. Yeah, you can see that too.
Yeah. This one grows on me. The more I sip it, the more I like it. That first sip was a little strong, but it's kind of mellowing out a little bit.
Agreed.
I find for such a spicy palate, the finish isn't very long for me. Like I would expect more finish.
Okay, it still lasts long, so
What about their description? Rolled sugar, orange zest, and dinner mint.
You get the orange on a palate.
I think between the mint and the ABV, it shortens the finish. It sort of starts and then stops on the finish.
Yeah.
Prior to that, so it's definitely heavy up, right? Is that like 150, Charles?
So those are like 120 or so, I think. They're somewhere around there, right? 110, 120, $120 a bottle for those. Not cheap for a younger bourbon, but usually really, really good. So, I mean, it all depends what you are willing to pay for something. So,
Peerless.
the rye that we had at the dinner was really good. I really like that rye also.
When we went, I knew it.
So how much more spice was there in that rye? Because I would have guessed this was a rye.
I mean, I don't think they disclose what their mash bill is on the rye, but it's definitely a high percentage rye. I get what you're saying. I mean, there's definitely that mintiness and a little bit of spice, pepper on this as well.
Right.
And it could be a little bit difficult, but if you get that sweetness at all, like you do on this one, you got to lean bourbon. You know? If you ever have sweetness, you got to lean bourbon. Because the chances are in your favor.
Noted for next year.
Yeah, mark that down for next year's calendar.
You'll forget. It's okay.
Other world.
You'll also probably pick the sweetest rye you can find.
That's right.
Yeah, the ones that are brutal are 51% rye, 49% corn.
Yeah.
Then you're like,
and the ones from Australia.
I mean, some of the folks on the call were at that tasting with the field rye from was it Journeyman? That's really sweet for a rye. I mean, it's good. You know,
it's a fig rye though. That's why it has the fig in it.
Yeah.
It is, but it has the fig in it, which sweetens it and made it creamier. It's one of my favorites. I'll be sad when I run out of it.
That's a good one. We sold a lot of that when we had it. All right. I would clean your palate as much as you can. Because bourbon, I don't know. I have a hard time with bourbon sometimes when you're doing one after the other. And especially when you start to have some palate fatigue, bourbon can be really hard to pick out notes. Unlike Scotch and even rye. Rye is a lot easier to pick out notes than bourbon, just because corn is so dominant of a flavor. Okay, we're going to move on. We went to Castle and Key, which is an amazing, amazing distillery. They always take really good care of us. This year was really great. They brought us back into that long warehouse in the back, which I had only been in once. And I didn't think they let people back in there again. It's the longest warehouse in Kentucky, Rick House in Kentucky. It's really long. I don't know how long it is, but it's really long.
Really long.
And you look down it and there's light at the end of the tunnel and you can see ghosts. I swear to God, there are ghosts back there. It's pretty great.
Probably angels getting lit.
Yeah. But we went in there. They did we didn't drill into a barrel, which we fortunately were able to do on our first time there a long time ago. But we did have a tasting in there, which was pretty cool. Just to be in that old building and taste really fun whiskey was really, really great. And in the shop nowadays, you can get more lucky in finding single barrels. So back in the day when we were first visiting Castle and Key, it was almost impossible to get a single barrel. Unlike Peerless, where you could go to Peerless and you could get a single barrel pretty regularly. Castle and Key, you were like lucky. It was like a lottery kind of thing. Sometimes you'd show up and there's like 50 people in line waiting to buy their release, and you're not able to get a bottle. And in the past, we've gotten mostly single barrels of rye. It has not been bourbon. But this time they had a single barrel of bourbon, which is pretty cool. Actually, I think this is the first one I've ever bought for a single barrel. I bought rye, lots of rye.
Do they have one or two? I know I brought a couple bottles home.
Well, this one they had, well, they might have had a rye as well.
All right,
But I bought the bourbon because I had never actually seen a bourbon single barrel in their shop. So this one is 8 years old.
Wow.
Which is amazing.
That's why.
8 years old. So when we first, were you on that first trip where we drilled into the barrel? Yeah, that was 2017. 2017. Jan and I and Rich. No, wait, Rich, were you on that? Was
I went in 2019, I think.
2019.
Yeah, you were
Mary,
2019.
and Dave
Yeah.
and Jan.
And me.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
I've got pictures of you drilling into a cask.
Oh, Dave, you were there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dave was there. All right. Yeah. So on our that was 2017. So that was 8 years ago. So what they were making when we first visited them, that was our first trip. That was my first time there. That was right after Marianne Barnes quit or was fired or whatever happened.
Right. Like the week before.
Yeah. And she was the youngest female master distiller, whatever. And then she joined the circus. But
She's an influencer or something, whatever she's doing.
yeah, no, she's done a lot of different wacky things. But yeah, so we were there when this was distilled, which is kind of cool. So here we are 8 years later. This is 112.2 proof, 56.1% ABV, 8 years old. And this was released in 2025. Yeah, so pretty cool. I can't wait to try this. I have not tasted this, so pretty excited. I'm gonna look up their mash bill. I always forget it. I think it's high corn.
I'm getting sour apple Jolly Ranchers.
I get cherry.
Okay, yeah. So Castle and Key is 73% white corn, 10% rye, and 17% malted barley. So higher malted barley content. It's not as viscous.
Their gin is really good. Yeah, I'm not a gin bro either, but I would drink it.
That's fun. That's pretty tasty. Yeah, now it does. Now that I sipped it, it's got some legs. It's kind of weird. I love the nose on this one too.
I don't think, did we taste a single barrel in the Rick?
No.
We didn't taste the regular shelf varietals.
And we scared our tour guide.
Oh, yeah. Well,
when we were there, the tasting was pretty limited.
Very limited.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It was like there was the one whiskey, it was the gin, and then like the mix.
We had like
no,
six.
we had six.
Six.
we had a lot.
And then the cocktail too.
And a cocktail.
Oh, we got a free
I
cocktail.
still got my token. I never used it. No, I didn't want to make mine.
When we were there, that was their first release of their weeded.
Oh yeah, right.
The guy signed them. Like
Yep.
we came in and they were like, "It's being released today."
Yeah.
Well, wait.
Right.
I'll take a case.
Yeah. So we said, "How many you like, group one?"
Yeah.
She grabbed
all of them.
What do you guys think?
I like this.
8 years, Castle and Key.
Delicious. Oh my god.
Very tasty.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah.
I love the nose.
My favorite so far.
Yeah,
Really?
it's
Nice.
sweet, but not too sweet. I really like it.
The Darius or the finish that they had. Do you get any of those?
I love the Gordon pick you had in the calendar, the rye.
That was sick.
Say that again.
Oh, I love the Gordon's pick from them that you had in the calendar. That was the rye.
Yes.
Which Gordon's pick?
Castle and Key.
He was being facetious.
Oh,
We showed Gordon some love this year, but we show them love every year. You know, I mean, Gordon's, they're good people. They're they're
They gave us Holly.
Yeah, I mean, Holly. You know, we do it for Holly. We add that for Holly. Yeah.
I actually stopped there once when I was in Boston and I name dropped Holly and they treated me like a king. So I'm all about Gordon's. I'm totally all for them.
Are we going there tomorrow, Holly, or not? We might, right?
I think Luke's lying.
I'm actually not lying. Yeah, I have a rare character pick from them. It's a bourbon finished in Armagnac, and it's exceptional. But yeah, they were nice anyway.
We might be there tomorrow. I don't know. We'll have to see how the day goes, but
birthday trip out to Boston.
Yeah, we're going to Boston tomorrow. We have an event with the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society tomorrow night. Yeah.
Nice. Is that Shalom working the store then?
Yeah. Shalom is working the store tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
Everybody needs to
Everyone come by, boost the
Everybody needs to
sales.
come by from Shalom. He's on commission, so you know.
Oh, that's good news. Thank you, Charles.
I just assumed he was making commission on all the tastes he was giving out.
You gotta push a product, man. Come on.
You know, the first time Shalom worked in the shop, I'm going to say something really funny here. We were leaving for Vermont to Lost Lantern for the day, and we were like, all right, let's try this out, see how it goes, you know, and you know, we'll leave Shalom there for the day. We'll just be gone the day, you know, we'll be back.
We of course trusted Shalom. He knows his stuff, but it's like leaving your
Wait,
child.
trusted with a D? We trusted.
Trusted.
We
trust.
Okay, all right. We trusted. We trusted Shalom.
Past tense. Yeah.
Past tense. But you know, we were, and Shalom doesn't really know. We haven't really told him this yet. But since he's online with Maggie, this is probably the best time to tell him. Yeah, he's online. While we were driving up, we were like, oh, I wonder if, you know, Shalom's okay, if he opened the store okay. So we went on our Ring app and watched Shalom pouring like all this whiskey for like 5 or 6 influencers who happened to show up on that first day. And it's like a party. And we're watching this on the camera and we're like, oh my God, what is he doing? Like, this is, and then later on we told him, you gotta take it easy on the samples and stuff like this. And it was interesting. It was fun. It was good. I think he was pretty hammered though in like the first half hour of his working for us, but you know,
We gotta install a
remember
disco,
that, Shalom. Yeah, you
disco
don't
ball.
remember because you were buzzed.
I don't drink when I'm pouring.
No, you remember there was that group from California. They had just visited what's Bacta Spirits.
Yeah.
And they were coming through and it's okay. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
They kept you around.
Be on. It's 2 years since then, so I guess I've done.
Ollie left. She didn't want to hear anymore. So obviously I crossed the line there somewhere. So
He's been very quiet, I know.
so Shalom's here tomorrow. Make sure you come. He'll pour you some really big pours. And you know, I'm just messing with you, Shalom.
We'll just put a cat in front of it.
That was pretty funny though. The first day you opened the shop, all these people showed up on a Thursday in the middle of, you know, it was not a busy season. No.
I think it was February.
Yeah, I think it was probably February. Yeah.
What are people from California doing here?
Yeah, seriously. Skiing.
They were invited to go visit Bacta Spirits up in Vermont. They make Armagnac and then they do bourbon finished in Armagnac.
Oh wait,
He's the Whistle Pig guy.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, all right, we're gonna move on. Enough Shalom.
Took me a minute there.
I mean, enough Castle and Keys. Sorry. It's all good.
Never enough Shalom.
I love you, man.
What do we say? Thanks Shalom. Is that the word? Thanks Shalom.
No, it's Shalom. Shalom.
No, but we have a saying. Thanks Shalom. All right. I hear stomping.
He did not like that.
Okay. Some of you have been Angel Zemby fans for a long time. They're one of those brands that have been around for a while, but not forever. But a very popular brand, beautiful bottle, all that good stuff. They finish their bourbon in port barrels. They finish their rye and rum barrels. People love that sweetness on top of the corn and the rye. They just released, and we are very lucky to be tasting this.
I did not get one of those actually.
This is a 10-year cash strength Angel's Envy, only sold at the distillery. We happened to be there at a good time. Again, we got lucky.
Is it their yearly? Or is that just the one
No, this is a special. Special for them. Yep. So we're all getting to try this special bottle. This was not cheap. This actually might have been even more than the Heaven Hill.
I think it was.
I think this was $250. This is cask strength, 61.3%.
Yeah, they don't fuck around with it.
10 years old. It is finished in port. Typically, I believe the port finish is around 6 months. I don't know if that's the case with this one or not, but that's kind of what I remember. It's 3 to 6 months, I believe, is their port finish.
What did they tell you the port? What port? Was it Tawny or is it?
Oh, I can't remember. I know. They did actually pour it for us, remember? It wasn't Ruby.
You want me to remember that?
Oh, I took a picture of it. Oh my God. I did. I took a picture of the bottle.
Yeah, I remember getting on the e-bike. That's the one thing I remember about the trip.
I have a picture of that too.
I got a video.
Here it is.
Yeah. I'm infamous now.
You are.
I didn't wipe out. Anybody else.
You see anybody
Now that you asked that.
Here we go. If I keep saying here we go, it gives me another 5 seconds to find it.
It doesn't tell you in the.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go. Here we
Here we
go.
go.
Here it is. It's fine ruby port.
Ruby. Okay, cool. So not telling you about a ruby.
That's the port that it's finished in. They actually poured this for us on a little tour that we did, which is pretty cool. It's Kopke, Kopke. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Kopke. It's Portugal, obviously. Fine ruby Porto. But that's what they use for their finishing. And I thought it was pretty cool that they poured us some of that on the. Because not often do you get to taste what they finish things in.
Right.
All right, 10 years old. Angel's Envy. You're some of the earliest people to try a 10-year-old Angel's Envy.
Goodbye. The nose never disappoints with the 61 ABV bourbon ever.
I normally think of the older age ones getting smooth. This one's still pretty hot. This one's still got some kick.
22 proof. It's gonna be hot.
My palate
Sweet, spicy, and dry.
I'm in the zone.
There's that marshmallows.
There's one left for you. Here.
Are they like both that? Where did you get that?
I ordered them
That's a
online.
marshmallow?
They're jam sized.
That's like chocolate.
It is.
So Angel's Envy bourbon mash bill is 72% corn. So we're pretty close to the Castle and Key. The only other thing that's different is the malted barley and the rye have swapped. 18% rye, 10% malted barley. So higher rye content than the malted barley in this case. So 72 corn, still high corn with that port finish.
No, they drove.
This is really good. I mean, the port finish, I think, brings it back from being too hot.
Yeah.
The dryness of it is really nice at the end.
Are you guys getting dryness on the end of this? Yeah. Definitely that dryness.
We made 11 and a half. We were flying.
I like this a lot.
It's got it's an interesting, there's an interesting thickness to it, even though it's not a very viscous dram, but there's like it must be from the age. There's like there's a thickness, but it's not a coating thickness. It's just it's like a slice of cake. Like you guys are saying, it's like it's a whole piece of cake.
Yeah. Rich.
I love these Angel's Envy cask strengths. This is the third one I've had, and every single one has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know, I love the port brings out that milk chocolate and the cherries, and the cask strength just makes it perfect.
It definitely has a back end like bite punch to it on the back of the.
really killing my
So, the classic criticism of their core releases are that the ABV is too low, right? But these single barrels, really, the cast strength really solves that.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah, this is definitely not a single barrel. I don't know how many bottles were made for this, but it doesn't really say. Yeah, this is a batch. Batch C14. So
is there an A and a B back?
But it doesn't drink like a 61% ABV.
I don't think so either.
No, it definitely hits below its weight class.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but even still, I mean,
We're also palate fatigued at this point too. So
yeah,
it's gonna blow your head off. Oh no, but they had some pretty high stuff there.
it's higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not 70.
Which one is this? Is it the 9-year?
Yeah, 9 year. I have an 11 year as well.
It's got a shit ton there.
I have 2 other bottles still. Well, I used 3 for the dinner.
Oh.
1 for tonight, and I had 2 more. Yeah, the younger one, which was really good too.
So as you bought 6 of the older ones.
Yeah.
You gotta do what I did then. Similarly.
Yeah, it was like $600 later.
Yeah, mine was like 8.
They like seeing you come.
They did.
I've got a question for you guys. Was Angel's Envy the first finished bourbon?
Or your own.
Say again, Sean. Your volume is really
The
low.
first bourbon to be finished, like in mass production? as
Oh
opposed to-
yeah, I think so. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure they were one of the pioneers, if not the pioneer, to finishing bourbon and rye. Yeah. I remember hearing about that and how they spearheaded a lot of that because it kind of took off after they started that.
I imagine it was probably controversial when they first did it.
Yeah, it was. It was for sure. Because bourbon has always been a natural product and, new charred American oak and all that stuff. So it was a big deal. But it didn't take long before the rest of the world signed on board and everybody started doing it. So
yeah.
And I have to say it doesn't always work. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of finished bourbons. I love finished ryes more than I do finished bourbons, but I don't know. I'm not crazy outside of single malt of finishing things. It's doesn't always work. It's really hard.
I was saying to Holly the other day, no matter how many delicious ryes I taste as I'm leaning towards them, the Angel's Envy rye still maintains to be my favorite. It is my special, but I always keep one in stock. And I always go, oh, it's not worth it. I shouldn't just, and then I taste it again. I'm like, yep, nope, I still
dessert in the glass. Yeah. Yeah. It's a beautiful whiskey for a dessert dram.
Well, just with the perfect amount of spiciness is the rye. Like I don't typically like their bourbon very much, but I love this, but their rye always gets me.
Yep.
So that may be, this is probably not, this wasn't distilled in that distillery, but it was distilled in Louisville. But it was distilled by them, but not in that building.
Because they were building it in 2015.
We went there.
Well, no, this is their first tenure.
Yeah, but it's probably their first tenure that they've ever had anything older than that.
Right. No.
Yeah.
This is the oldest,
right.
But this is from them.
Right. But it says distilled by Kentucky or Louisville Distilling Company.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, bottled by Louisville Distilling Company.
Who is it distilled by? I'm looking.
No, this has to be their own.
It has to be, but it's probably definitely the first stuff they laid down.
Yeah, this is they wouldn't release their first 10-year-old if it wasn't made by them. This
So,
has got to be.
When did their distillery get finished?
It was, we were working on it in 2015 because I'm listening to the Bourbon Pursuit
Right.
podcast. and
No,
they
I
were
know, but
talking
so
about
think
it
about
in
that.
2015.
This
They were
just
talking
came
about
out.
it.
So if 2015, right.
They were talking about building the distillery right then. They weren't finished.
First
Well,
laid
let's
down,
look up when did Angel's Envy first distill?
It was because they knew them, didn't they? Went back to the beginning
You
and
got,
listening to
they
it.
go
It's
back a
amazing.
long ways.
2015.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should go back and listen to those early ones.
Oh my
It's
God, I
all
want
about
to,
how
'cause I don't think
Louisville was like, they were just
Nothing.
talking. Yeah, Whiskey Row wasn't Whiskey Row yet.
It was like they had,
Okay.
they had your post for your horse.
All right, you might be right. October 2016.
Ah, see? So maybe they contracted still.
So what the hell?
No, I think they were
It was
distilling
in
someplace.
Louisville.
They were distilling. But
Well, they
started
broke
that
ground
building.
in Louisville in 2013, July of 2013.
Yeah.
First distillation was October 2016.
So yes, yeah.
But they were
Open to the
somewhere
public
else
in November of
Louisville, They
2016.
were talking about that.
Yeah, they probably had.
So this was actually distilled somewhere
In Louisville.
else in Louisville, which is really sad.
You got robbed. I got
Go back next year.
I mean, it's still there.
All right, everybody, spit this out.
I'm gonna send a note to them.
This is not real.
Our sharply worded note.
Got to put an asterisk by it. Asterisk by the scores.
This is not going into the Hall of Fame.
Put an asterisk by it.
I mean, that's false advertising. I wouldn't have paid $250 for this bottle if I. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, all right, we're gonna wrap up with one more bourbon.
The most fun place to go.
Was
the baseball?
That dude.
No, he was
full of
amazing.
information.
Yeah.
Okay,
That dude was full of information.
63.
so we talked about
Yeah, it's old.
Old Louisville
But it's
at the dinner, but there were a lot of people not at the dinner that are on with us tonight. So Old Louisville is just like a lot of these other brands that has access to great barrels from MGP.
That's it.
Okay. Not everybody gets their barrels from MGP. There's a lot from Bardstown Bourbon Company. There's a lot from lots of different distilleries. Even the Augusta barrel that we had in the shop, which was a single barrel that Holly and I picked this year, that wasn't distilled by Augusta. That was purchased from a distillery in Kentucky. Who knows where? We have our thoughts, but a lot of these brands, until they either decide to distill or just remain a brand, are buying barrels from other places. Old Louisville has been around now for a good little while, and they're buying all their barrels from MGP. Okay, so some people are like, oh, well, that sucks. That's, everybody does that. However, it depends the quality of barrels that you're able to get, right? Some barrels are better than others. How many can you collect? What do you do with those barrels when you have them? Do you combine them and create a blend? Do you finish them in something else and create something new? There's lots of ways to go with bourbon and whiskey in general when you're buying barrels. So Old Louisville's getting all their barrels from MGP. For the most part, what we saw when we visited them was straight from the barrel. There wasn't any finishing going on. However, they were, having lots of different mash bills. Some were wheated bourbons, some were high rye bourbons, some were matured in other types of oak. So I don't remember this one, the 9-year. Shoot, I wish I did. I didn't take notes.
Is there anything?
No.
There's nothing in the sticker either.
So when we were there, so it's literally in the middle of nowhere. It's not in downtown Louisville. It's really in the middle of freaking nowhere. It's not easy to get to. No, too far for a scooter. And you show up to this ugly building.
Showing a picture.
It has like a garage door opening type thing, and you go in the door and you're like, okay, where are we? But then in the back they have a whole bunch of barrels. And they have a guy who's pretty educated on oak. His background is barrels and oak. He actually did, research.
Biologist or something.
Yeah, he was a scientist, biologist, whatever.
He was all about the barrels.
He knew a lot about oak, but they had great barrels. And we got to sample from, I think it was 8 barrels while we were back there, which is a lot. And we're sticking, the whiskey thief into the barrels, pulling out a lot of bourbon, and then sharing it and tasting it. And then you could buy whatever you liked, which was also really nice. Now, what's interesting about Old Louisville. Most of you know about New Louisville. New Lou is a neighborhood or a district in Louisville that's called New Louisville, which is a really hip, kind of great area with lots of bars, restaurants, lots of really fun stuff going on. And Prohibition Craft Spirits, or New Lou, is located in that neighborhood. And we carry a bunch of New Lou here. We did our own barrel of New Lou toasted rye. Yep. Well, over there. No, but our barrel is over there. So we know New Lou very well. This is Old Louisville. This is Olu. I don't know how you say it. It's not New Lou. It's Olu. And what's crazy is they're in a fight. These guys, like, who was first? They both started around the same time. There's New Louisville and Old Louisville, and a lot of times they get mixed up. And actually, if you go onto some of the distributor web pages, they have it backwards. They say Old Louisville, and they'll show a New Lou bottle, which is horrible. And actually, while we were there, I pulled up our distributor's webpage and showed the guy, and he nearly, his gasket almost just went out of his head. It was quite something. But they're in a battle between New and Old Louisville. However, they're both great. I will say that to squash any lawsuit that First Fill gets. We love them both. And we want to sell both. And actually, we can get Old Louisville as well. We just haven't brought it into the shop yet, but we can do that.
The first bottle of New Lou that you got?
The first bottle of New Lou? I don't remember.
That was in 2017 when we stopped at Party Source, and you bought that rye that you were like, it's way too expensive.
Oh yeah.
And it was
well, some of the New Lou was really expensive.
It was the rye it was an MDP rye back then.
Yeah.
And I think it was over 100. It was like $150.
Yeah.
And you said this would be good for the club. I think you bought 2.
Yeah.
And you were daunting that purchase.
But yeah. I mean, New Lou's great.
It wasn't disappointing.
And Old Louisville's great. So we learned a lot. They really know their stuff, which is great. And when you pick what you want, they actually will fill the bottle right there for you and bottle it and label it. So this one has, all of the details from that day right on it.
What's the ABV, Charles?
So, all right, now let's get into details. Even though I don't remember the mash bill on this one, which is horrible. This is a 9-year. This is 63.2%. So 126.4.
Wow.
So on the back, and this can't be right. I think this sticker was just on here. So on the back, it says 60% corn, 36% rye, 4% malted barley. I don't know if this is the high rye bourbon. Is it a high rye bourbon?
Yes, definitely. It was close to the rye.
So maybe this is right.
No, there were
They
no
color
labels.
coded.
Yeah,
there was
there-
nothing
yeah.
on the bottle when we started.
Yeah.
The bottle
When
was
you
empty.
filled it,
Okay.
it was a blank bottle.
Yeah, it was a blank
So
bottle.
they did put the right
Yeah.
sticker on here? Okay.
'Cause
There you go.
the sticker-
This is the classic. This is our tumbling dice recipe. 60-36-4.
To me, because I got cinnamon spice all over this. So
Yeah.
Which was the French oak one that we got?
Very heavy cinnamon on the palate. Definitely.
That was the old one or no?
I think it was the old one.
This is a Christmas bourbon.
There were so many bottles.
I know.
Tasted, they all came.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
We were toasty after that one.
This should have been the 24th whiskey in the advent calendar.
Agree.
It was a good.
You know, it's like holiday spice. It's really good.
Yep. Yep.
Definitely powerful. This is right up Maggie's wheelhouse for
I
sure.
liked all of them tonight.
Yeah.
This one, yeah, several favorites.
This is her favorite.
I could tell.
So I would say I love that new riff on the Christmas Eve. So
I like that new riff as well. I thought that was good.
Oh, I do too.
that was in the calendar.
We started with a new riff and we ended with a new riff. We started with a rye single barrel and we ended with a bourbon single barrel.
Maggie, I'm right with you.
Yeah, lots of spice. Lots of spice.
The finish isn't long, but it is lovely.
There is char in our bottle.
Yeah.
There's little pieces right there. You can see some pieces along the glass there.
Yeah, we stopped at
And question, Charles, is New Lou is different than New Louisville?
No, they're the same.
They just rebranded.
Yeah, that's like their elevated premium line is now called New Louisville.
Okay.
That's why they're still sitting on the top of our shelf because they're too expensive. But yeah, New Louisville is the premium line of New Lou, and then they have a lower end line now, which is called Hazelbaker, which we haven't carried yet. And it's not bad, but it's
Springbank, they sue them for that.
Springbank. No, not Hazelburn. Hazelbaker.
I know, but you know.
No. Hazelbacher. I don't know. They pronounce it. I think it's Hazelbacher, but all right, so we're gonna go through online first and see what you guys were your favorites tonight. Hoping it's across the board. We'll find out. All right, we're gonna go online first and see what favorites are. All right, Shalom, Maggie, what were your favorites?
My number one was Angel's Envy. My number two was the Old Louisville.
Okay, last two. All right.
It was the other way around.
Okay. All right. Got it. Jim is gone, so we'll wait till Jim gets back. Larry, what was your favorite?
Well, I did love the Unity, but I went to Old Louisville and the Castle Key, but I tied, so I've got a 1 and a 1.
Wow. Okay. Cool. David, how about you?
Me?
No, sorry, David D.
Yeah.
The Unity. Unity. All right. How about David T?
Unity followed by the Old Louisville.
Nice. Unity. There we go. All right, Rich.
Unity, Old Louisville, and then Angel's Envy.
Okay. All right. So, Jenny, what about you?
The Old Louisville is definitely my favorite. I like the Unity and the Castle and Key a lot.
All right. Okay. No love for Peerless right now. So all right.
I like Peerless too. That and
I was just saying.
we're kind of tied. That was my hesitation there, but
Exactly.
I'm just throwing it out there. Meg, what about you?
I had also Old Louisville as my number one with Heaven Hill Unity right behind it.
Okay.
But like Angel's Envy made me actually interested in trying more from them, and so did Peerless.
Nice.
So
good. That's great. That's what we want. Luke, how about you?
Oh, my top was the Angel's Envy, but it was Castle and Key as a close second.
Nice.
I like them all though, really.
Nice. Awesome. All right, San Diego.
I got a late start, so I only tasted the last two. I really liked the Angel's Envy. It blew me away.
All right, there we go. Late start's okay, no problem. All right, Warren. Warren, you're pretty far away there too, right?
Indeed. I really like the old Louisville. Really stood out to me. Reminded me of Found North, which I've been drinking a lot of lately and really love.
Interesting. Nice. All right, Holly, put you on the spot. I know you were pounding these as we were. I think Holly mixed them all together and just drank them in one
with a straw.
With a straw.
Over ice.
Over ice.
No, this is great because bourbon is, I just love bourbon.
Sounded so convincing, by the way.
You sound like Charlie Prince.
I love bourbon. My favorites were Castle and Key and the Heaven Hill.
Okay.
So she likes the muted versions of these.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
That's fine.
Those are
Don't
good.
forget Jim and Marnie too. Jim's back.
Yep, no, Jim's back. Marnie's here. All right, let's go, Jim, Marnie.
Definitely the Angel's Envy.
Okay.
And then yeah, the Heaven Hill was fantastic as well.
All right.
I like the Castle and Key.
Nice. What about second? Anything?
Old Louisville.
All right, good. All right. So Peerless still getting no love. All right. We're gonna go in our room here and see what we got. All right, let's start at the end of the table here. Quaid.
Well, I like the Peerless.
Peerless.
Hey!
Oh. Castle and Key. So Peerless, Castle and Key, 1, 2. All right.
Wow.
Gil.
I'll do Castle and Key and Angel's Envy.
Castle and Key and Angel's Envy. All right.
Old Louisville and Peerless.
Old Louisville and Peerless. All right. There we go. All right, Todd. How about you?
I was going with the Peerless and the Old Louisville.
Peerless, Old Louisville. All right.
Unity and
Unity and Angel's Envy for Mike. Jeff.
Peerless followed by
Angel's Envy. All right, Peerless is coming back strong. Peerless, Angel's Envy. Chad. This is where it all counts, you know, president of Stewart's. We will just
I would carry them off. Peerless brought me here. But I'm leaving with Castle and Key and Heaven Hill. Yes.
I thought Chad was going with Rebel 100 just to take us all down. No, wait, you did Castle and Key and Unity. All right, Castle and Key and Unity. Jan.
Unity and Old Louisville.
Unity and Old Louisville. All right. You know, Unity has stood up. You know, there's a lot of people that keep going back to Unity. So, Nick.
I'll do Louisville and Angel's Envy.
Louisville and Angel's Envy. All right.
We got Vinny over there. Vinny.
Oh, hi, Vinny.
This is more complicated.
He's got notes.
Put your legs up, Vinny.
Yeah, it's Heaven Hill and the Angel's Envy. I'm built for comfort.
Unity and Angel's Envy. All right, there we go. All right.
Wow.
We need a picture of Vinny laying on the couch. This would be great.
What was your favorite?
You have a ring doorbell here.
What was yours?
Oh, my favorite. Oh my God, my favorite is the Saratoga Whiskey Club.
Yes.
Oh, stop.
I will never tell. Never, ever, ever. That just doesn't work with me. So
He likes Peerless. Peerless always wins for Charles.
I'm not saying anything.
Before that.
If I was that tying boat that needed to be cast or the passing, I would abstain. I'd claim.
Charles, you can vote. It's not the advent calendar. You can vote now.
No, I can't. I can't.
Yes, you can.
I can't. You know, the problem is I'm talking so much that I don't taste enough, so I can't really say anything. So it's all good. It's all good. We move on to the next. So, what's that? Check my phone.
This was a terrific taste. I mean, very good. Everything. I gave everything a high score.
All right, guys, we're going to sign off online. I hope you enjoyed the first tasting of 2026 bourbon. We are moving on to some scotch, but then we will go back to other whiskey too. I'm going to try and incorporate everything this year. So be patient. If there's this type of whiskey you like, it will come. I know. I started with you, Jan.
You did.
I started with Jan.
Let's go.
Every year I start with Jan, and then Jan goes bye-bye until the bottle kill. And then we're like, oh, hey, Jan. So, all right, guys, I'm going to sign off. It's getting
Bye.
loud.
Good to see everyone.
So we'll see
Bye.
everybody soon. Have a good night.
Thanks.
Bye.